And when you say military tourism and you plan these tours in different places, what exactly were you doing as part of it, and how was it giving it back to the army?
Okay, so wars have been fought in different parts, okay, of the country. So if you look at right from Kurukshetra, okay, so Kurukshetra is one area where the Mahabharata was fought.
Yeah.
So, in a physical format, you don't see anything much there, but the narrative that you can just build around the entire thing. Okay. Today, Kurukshetra is a hustling, bustling commercial town, but when you have see, the entire concept is based on narratives and storytelling. Okay, so when you take a group of people there with an amazing storyteller who can tell you about Mahabharata, what Kurukshetra was about, doesn't matter. You could be sitting there in a dhaba, okay, but the fact that you're sitting in that area, sitting in that place, and a great storyteller helps you visualize what could have happened, 5,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago. So the whole concept for us started from there. So Kurukshetra, Panipat, these are your older, wars that happened. We also wanted to make it current so that, people could relate to post 1947 scenario. So what we did was we picked battlefields, border areas where we could travel without taking permission from the army initially. Okay. Ladakh was a great place to start off with. So we actually kick-started with Ladakh and curated itineraries where we took people to places like Razangla, where, the 1962 war actually did a turnaround. We took them to Ladakh itself has so much of, military history, right from Zorawar Singh to, what happened in 62. So we picked up areas and we had veterans who traveled with us who actually became storytellers.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. So, so groups that went had somebody who would narrate.
Okay.
Okay. And that's been the concept for us all throughout.
Okay.
So we definitely have somebody who travels with the group sharing these stories, and that's when things come live for people. So we did that. That's how we started actually. And, fortunately for me, having grown up in, in the army environment, reaching out to the seniors was not such a difficult task. When I went back with a concrete proposal and, I said, this is what we want to do, but we also want to include adventure in this, get people to trek, to hike, to, explore multiple activities along with this. Now, Indian Army has, something called as the Army Adventure Wing. Army Adventure Wing supports adventure activities, mainly for the soldiers. Okay. But when I took the proposal, and God bless his soul, General Rawat was, the army chief at that point of time. And he said, this is fantastic. We should do this for the civilians, and army will support you in the entire thing. So the proposal actually took a different shape then. And I said, civilians to climb, various border areas, peaks, whoever could do it physically. And if they cannot do it physically, then we do other itineraries where they travel by road. Okay, so those were the two things that we proposed. Army Adventure Wing was very supportive. Amazingly, what can I say, proactive in terms of pushing for things and making things happen for us in terms of permissions, in terms of clearances, all of that. And in 2019, we launched our first civilian trek to Siachen Glacier.
Okay.
Yeah. So earlier, the army used to do it by themselves. But from 2019 onwards, we started partnering with them to take the civilians up to Siachen Glacier. Now, we also curated other itineraries, the Thagla Pass in Uttarakhand, Mana Pass near Badrinath. Then the Northeast happened. Okay, so step by step, a lot of these itineraries got curated. The local formations were informed about it. So generally, a buzz got created within the army circles, and of course outside also. Then I spoke to a whole bunch of people who are in the travel business itself, saying, guys, if you have customers who are interested in doing this, we'll be happy to partner with you, because we now know how the ropes work. So again, I had veterans who lead these groups of people who want to travel and experience this adventure with us. So and these veterans are veterans who've literally been there, done that in the space of adventure, certified mountaineers, certified paragliders, paratroopers, all of that. So we now have a resource pool that we work with to take people across. So we do what is called as military adventure tourism. And then we also do what is called as battlefield tours. Battlefield tours, we are supported by a think tank called the United Services Institute of India, USI for short. The content, the knowledge, all of that comes from USI. And we also get resource people from the USI to lead some of these battlefield tours. So that's, again, it's been a great journey because now officially I go back to the army and say, hey, guys, happy to work with you and initiate different projects and work with them. So it's been wonderful the last 5 to 7 years, just building this entire thing up piece by piece. And as part of this, one of our programs that we do, again, as a give back to the army, is a program we curated called Call of the Mountains. Now, Call of the Mountains is a musical entertainment program for the soldiers in Ladakh.